Data is the new oil. I know that's trite, but it really is in this case, because it is the companies with the largest pools of data and the highest quality data with the best AI expertise that are going to win this game. And of course, Tesla is our largest position for a reason.
Hey, I'm Stephen and this is Solving the Money Problem. If you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. So in this video, I'm reacting to comments from Cathie Wood and Brent Winton of ARK Invest discussing the multi-trillion-dollar autonomous taxi opportunity, artificial intelligence, Tesla's lead, and why data is the new oil. So let's get into the video. But first, hey guys, if you'd like to help out the channel and get up to 2 free stocks, check out the link in the description to WeBull. If you open a new account, you'll get 1 free stock valued up to $250 just for opening an account. And if you fund your account with $100, you'll get a second free stock valued up to $1,600. Unless you don't like free stocks, that is. And if you're in Australia, the UK or New Zealand, you can get a free stock with stake also using the link in the description. Let's get back to it.
A topic that I return to again and again is kind of autonomous taxis. And people are skeptical that we are actually going to be able to deliver an autonomous taxi service, a taxi where you don't have a driver in the driver's seat. And the pace of change in AI informs our view that that is more likely. You have, at least from my perspective, you have to believe it's more likely at the this point in 2021 than you did 12 months ago, because of so many basically critical thresholds neural nets have crossed in domains that you didn't necessarily expect them to be able to perform at the level that they're able to. And what's interesting about, to me, the autonomous taxi space is if you can deliver autonomous taxis, you should unlock a huge market opportunity measured in the trillions of dollars. In the deck, we talk about more than $1 trillion in operating profits accruing to the platform operators by 2030. And so, like, just within equity markets, if somebody's doing $1 trillion+ in operating profits, you should be willing to pay, well north of $10 trillion for that collective set of entities.
Right. And I'll just maybe provide a little more perspective there. So the ride-hailing companies globally today are valued in the marketplace at roughly $200 billion.
I guess the question to ask here is, what percentage of the total ride-hailing market do you think Tesla Robotaxis will capture? That might give you an indication of how much more the market cap of Tesla could increase over the next decade.
And what Brett is saying is this multi-trillion-dollar opportunity has just started, and the ride-hailing players in the market today are not in the pole position to enjoy this ride, so to speak. It is the companies that have been collecting data. Data is the new oil. I know that's trite, but it really is in this case, because it is the companies with the largest pools of data and the highest quality data with the best AI expertise that are going to win this game. And of course, Tesla is our largest position for a reason. We've studied how much it has done to make autonomous happen. And I think the miles of data collected are now north of 30 billion miles, 30 billion miles, just Tesla. And I believe Google is 30 million miles.
Cathie Wood has hit the nail on the head here. The companies with the most volume of high quality data will win. This is just simply a matter of how deep learning and neural networks work. Good high quality data in, lots of it, and you'll get great results on the other end. Just a matter of time. Now, just in terms of the difference between, say, Tesla's data lead in autonomy and number 2, Waymo, 30 billion miles for Tesla versus 30 million. Now, that's a 1,000x difference. Instead of autonomous miles, let's imagine you had $1,000 in your investment account and you increase that by 1,000 times. This is the same difference between Tesla's data and Waymo's data. Right, suddenly that $1,000 becomes $1 million. So hopefully that can give you guys some sense for the enormous gaping difference between Tesla's data and practically everybody else. Just imagine the difference between $1,000 and $1 million. That is the gap, and it's widening.
Now, Google is probably the finest AI company in the world. I think that a lot of people agree with that. But in terms of making this, executing on this challenge, It seems like Tesla has pulled together the right people with the right data, with the right vision. Just because a company is expert in AI does not mean they're going to win the spoils. It's really the applications.
And actually, if you look across the platforms, one of the, I think, interesting byproducts of the modeling that we do is AI is the most equity market cap is captured by AI of our platforms in the equity space today. You can easily imagine why, right? Like we attribute a lot of the value of Alphabet to its AI capability, for example, and that's a more than $1 trillion market cap company.
I think it's easy for us sometimes to forget how incredibly powerful Google's artificial intelligence is, because at this point in time, a lot of stuff seems second nature. When was the last time you used Google and actually thought about the power of the algorithm behind the scenes? When was the last time you're on YouTube, got recommended a video you actually wanted to watched the video and thought, well, damn, thanks YouTube algorithm, I'm really glad that you knew that I'd want to watch this video. In fact, just for fun, let's see how many of you guys have been discovering content on this channel due to Google's artificial intelligence rather than your own searching out of content. Here we are looking at traffic sources on the YouTube channel for the last 28 days. We can see here impressions and how they led to watch time. 69.9% of you guys have watched videos on this channel, not because you went searching by keyword, blah, blah, blah. No, because Google recommended the videos to you. The AI was smart enough to know you'd probably want to watch these videos. And I don't need to explain to you guys that the reason practically everybody lives on YouTube looking for this type of content is because YouTube has the best algorithms. There's probably a million other great quality videos floating around on the interwebs. They're not on YouTube, they don't have the algorithm, no one's ever going to discover them. AI matters, and data is key. The big platforms can generate these unassailable data leads. YouTube and Google are both great examples of this. Every time you search on these platforms for content, you watch, you engage, etc., the AI learns, improves, and gets even better at recommending content and getting you the results you want or the results you didn't even know you were looking for. Nobody's catching up to YouTube, no one's catching up to Google, and no one's catching up to Tesla.
But if you look across our technologies, our expectation for rate of market cap accrual or incremental market cap creation is actually much more rapid in the other technology platforms, in some of these vertical applications where AI actually plays an important role, but there are other technologies that it's converging with to kind of enable these applications. And so autonomous taxis is a great example where it's not really, there's a value attributed to cruise automation within GM. There's whatever the value of Tesla that's attributable to autonomous taxi expectations. There's kind of some value attributed to Baidu, but it's not that much. It's actually substantially less than is, we think, currently attributed to the electric vehicle space. But we think that part of the value chain, assuming you can deliver on a robotaxi, becomes the most valuable position to be in.
This is a great point from Brett. I think today the majority of Tesla's valuation, generally speaking, the marketplace has started to accept, okay, Tesla has won the race to build EVs, they've got a huge technological lead, they will actually be producing millions and then ultimately tens of millions of electric vehicles per year. That's driving a lot of Tesla's current market cap. Not all of it, but a lot. Then there's the autonomous piece of the puzzle, whose valuation is going to dwarf Tesla's automotive business. But at this point in time, a lot of people are giving it a low probability of success. So this is adding to Tesla's market cap, but not nearly as much as it will once it becomes obvious to the wider marketplace, to most stock investors out there. Once the consensus opinion goes from Tesla's trying to solve autonomy to, oh shit, they have solved autonomy and their lead is unassailable. Once the stock market gets that in general, I think Tesla's valuation goes to the fucking moon. Literally just gaps up $1 trillion+ almost overnight as a result. So Brett's probably onto something here. Artificial intelligence, the valuation that AI is going to contribute to many of these companies in the future will be a disproportionately large amount. But at this point in time, the marketplace is sort of like, well, you still need to prove to us that this AI lead's actually going to be meaningful. I'm of the opinion that Tesla's lead in full self-driving truly is unassailable. It is a done deal. They've got the right processes, the right labeling, the right training. In my opinion, it's inevitable. Tesla's lead is unassailable. All that's required now is more data to find those final edge cases.
And I'm looking forward to watching, Netflix in the backseat of an autonomous taxi someday, because driving it's boring and it's laborious. It's not like using your human creative potential to its maximum degree.
I'm so on board with what Brett has just said here. Now, I'm not sure if you guys can relate or not, but I find it incredibly frustrating to be trapped in a situation where I'm not using my time and all my cognitive abilities to their maximum. It just kills me inside knowing that there could be a better way. I can't wait for the day that robotaxis arrive and I no longer need to pay attention to the road. My time, my energy, my focus completely liberated to do, think about, or focus on whatever I want. Previously, the most productive thing I was able to do in a vehicle, maybe make some client calls or listen to an audiobook. But once the robotaxis are here, my time is completely liberated. It's not just me, of course. This is going to happen to everyone around the world who has access to these autonomous robotaxis. Suddenly, you've liberated time that can now be used for productivity, entertainment, information, communication, who knows what else. The possibilities are endless. And I don't think people are fully grasping the implications here. Let's just run through a scenario. Let's just say that I had the opportunity of taking a robotaxi on an 8-hour drive to get to my destination, or taking a 90-minute flight. But I also have to get to the airport a few hours early. There's a lot of fucking around, blah, 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 blah. That trip's actually going to take me about 3.5 to 4 hours, about half the time. But I have to board the plane, go through the airport, check in, blah, 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 blah. Or I take the autonomous robotaxi. Now, as somebody who's completely addicted to creating content for you guys, which of these scenarios do you think is going to allow me to be more productive? Get in a robotaxi, plan, record, edit, and upload a video by the time I've reached my destination? Or go through the airport, get on a plane, not be able to record a video because I'll piss everyone off around me, not be able to edit a video because I'm cramped in a little space? You guys start to get the idea. If you can actually be productive while you're in a moving vehicle, like fully productive, you don't have to pay attention to the road whatsoever, this is going to change the economy enormously. There's going to be so many more productive, value-added hours of people all over the world who are going from point A to point B, where previously it was just dead time. They were too busy focused on driving the car and not killing people to do anything valuable or meaningful or productive.
Yeah, I was going to say, Brett has 2 young children, and I remember around the time his son was born, we were thinking about autonomous very carefully. And he basically said, you know what? I am so happy my son is never going to drive, because we're going to look back and say that human-driven cars were weapons of mass destruction. 35,000 deaths a year in the US. I think it's 1.25 million globally. Will save a lot of lives. Right. So a win-win there.
Of course, improved safety is the biggest benefit of all when it comes to autonomy. Today, over 1 million people die every single year on Earth in traffic accidents. In fact, every day, nearly 4,000 people die. Almost all of them completely unnecessary deaths. Why? Because monkeys with a couple of cameras and a decent neural network make mistakes when driving vehicles that autonomous robotaxis in the future will not.
The age of 16 was probably the most dangerous year of my life, just because suddenly I was given, a 3,000-pound missile to pilot around. It seems crazy in retrospect.
This is an underrated point here from Brett. Now, I don't want to throw any of my high school buddies under the bus here, so I won't divulge any specifics of the mischief we got up to. But I can tell you unequivocally, in no uncertain terms, at 16 years old with a half-developed brain, I and the majority of my friends, at least my male friends, were absolute morons, and putting us behind a 3,000-pound missile was a great risk. Thankfully, we never hurt ourselves or others, but if I'm being honest, that was probably a case of good luck rather than good management. In either case, I can't wait to see robotaxis on roads, saving lives, and of course, printing billions of dollars of high margin revenue for Tesla. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, some great insights around autonomy, artificial intelligence, and some really interesting thoughts around how much autonomous robotaxis will contribute to global market capitalizations of the winners in this space. And just for fun, let me know in the comments, when do you think Tesla will deploy their very first robotaxi? Day, month, and year. I'm Stephen Mark Ryan, this is Solving the Money Problem, and I love you all. And don't forget, if you'd like to help out the channel and get up to 2 free stocks, check out the link in the description to WeBull. If you open a new account, you'll get 1 free stock valued up to $250 just for opening an account. And if you fund your account with $100, you'll get a second free stock valued up to $1,600. And if you're in Australia, the UK, or New Zealand, you can get a free stock with stake also using the link in the description. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And of course, if you have any ideas for future videos, let me know. I read all your comments. P.S. If you're still watching, you're awesome. If you'd like early access, exclusive videos, regular Q&As, our private Discord server and more, consider supporting the channel at patreon.com/solvingthemoneyproblem so I can keep creating content for you guys. There's a link in the description. You can now also become a member of the channel for some exclusive perks. To learn more, click the join button next to subscribe. And don't forget to check out our merch store. Either way, the best form of support is you being here and watching, so thanks again.